some cushions. Hello and welcome. All round angling with Gary Williams. We're going to do something a little bit different. For the next few weeks I've just got to get this little lady, little Mitzi, ready for angling, and until that moment it's just a matter of trying to pick up doing what I'm usually doing. So for a change, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my glasses on for this. We'll have to wipe these Mitzi, little baby. Anyway, Mitzi is a Cocker Spaniel crossed with a little miniature poodle, and she's gorgeous. Oh yeah, she's beautiful, and she's a roughly, I think she's around about 14 or 15 weeks old now. Might be less than that, but you're gorgeous, and she likes eating air. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of an unboxing of a replacement reel for one of the reels I've been using. So on my big casting setup, which is the 13 plus 14 foot Garbolino essential distance feeder rod, which I have been using for the last few months on the reservoir for the big bream, which is an absolute pristine piece of kit. Now, it's my first year that I've really gone to town with trying to get the shot leaders right and getting the rods right, changing my casting style and everything's been great. And I've been using on that a big 55,000 spool, tapered spool, Garbolino Challenger feeder reel, which has had 0.08 braid using a 12-pound shock leader. And the first couple of weeks I had a few little mishaps because the braid I was using is the what's named the Berkeley Fireline, the smoke one, and when it's red hot conditions, when it was red hot when I was using it, you've got to keep it absolutely soaked, that braid. And after a couple of mishaps for the couple of weeks, once I worked out that change casting style, Gary, get that braid soaked up and all the rest of it, never cracked off once after that. Anyway, the reel's been fantastic. Well, I've got an opportunity to get a new reel, and I've not spooled it up with the smoke yet, the old and the reel I'm going to be putting on the distance feeder rod, and it's going to be a bit of test. And some people buy loads of these, is the daiwa Castism 25QD feeder. Now, a lot of people might not have seen these, and I'm going to take it out of the box. We'll show you one. They're beautiful. They're a nice piece of kit. I think they retail at around about I think you'll be able to get them for around about $220. I've seen them as much as $250. That's US pounds. I mean UK pounds. UK pounds. Let's have a look at it. I'll go through the specs in a minute, which are nicely written on here, and we'll go through exactly what's in the box. So in the box, nicely packed, and here she is. Before we get the reel out there, there's also daiwa will give you an instruction manual and some spare washers. Now, whenever they give you washers on these, it's basically for the line lay, for the diameter of the line. Sometimes the lay's completely wrong, depending on if you're using mono or braid, and they'll give you a selection of different washers. And on here as well, it looks like not just washers, well yeah, they just look like washers. Now, daiwa will class this on the booklet as a spinning reel, and for the marketing in this country, they call it a feeder reel. So let's get straight into it. I'll go over what I actually like about this myself. Right, first impressions, very shiny, good weight to it. Handle mechanism, that is solid. That is a massive handle. It's huge. That is, and it's got a beautiful smoked anodized finish to the handle. The big chunky handle as well. A lot of people like that. Me personally, I'm not a big fan. I'll get used to it. But this knob on this side here, it's huge. That's massive. You've got to pick up a Shimano. I mean, you take the size of that. We'll have a look at a 4000X, and you can see this is a 4000 GTM Super X Shimano, and you can see the difference in size. This would have been a traditional feeder reel from years ago. No knocking it. These are superb. I'll show you one of these when you wind them up. They're a work of art. These are absolutely perfect. As you can see, the difference on that knob on that handle is amazing. That is huge. Really well designed. I like that. Superb. Will lock, that locks up beautifully. Now the on-off switch on this is just in one direction. Free spool. Beautiful. Lock out at the beginning. It's in a good position. I like it. Really good. Really nice design. That is smooth. That is really well balanced. Now they say that they've got 4 bearings in these, and I would believe that. You pick something up like this one, which has got what? Be lucky if it's got 3 bearings in. Yep, 3 bearings. Now the difference in these more feeder traditional reels is the ratio on these. It doesn't particularly need to have a massive ratio on it because it's got a big spool, so the retrieve distance on these doesn't need to be on a retrieve distance on a spool like that. That's 6:1 ratio, which is pure match style. Not bought it for match style though. Got 2 of them. Ooh, aren't I lucky? 2 of those. But these, I've only got the one at the moment. Absolutely, I love it. Shallow tapered spool. Beautiful quick drag. Look at that, locked up straight away from half a turn. That is amazing. That usually, I mean, that's great. I mean, usually if I was to use the 4000X and the GTMs and I wanted to unlock that spool, I'd use the fighting drag on the back, and that unlocks it. Unlocks it straight back up. So the advantage of having a quick spool, it's absolutely great. I like fishing off slacks. I don't know. Anyway, bail arm on it is absolutely massive. Obviously it's got a bronze rotor bush in this point here. This is huge. Anodized alloy, very lightweight on that. It's got an air rotor on it, massive air rotor on it, well balanced air rotor as well, because that, although, I mean, you'll see that's kicking like that, and if I was to use something like the Shimano, it's flat as a pancake. That's because it's correctly balanced. A lot of the companies like daiwa and that don't correctly balance anything, and you get a kick out on it, which is a damn shame. Shimano get it right every time. Unfortunately, all the other companies, they neglect that. You should counterbalance the weight on the opposite side of the rotor, and what they've done on this rotor is take all the weight away, which just to reduce the weight on the reel, which is ridiculous really, because really counterbalance it, there's a point there you can counterbalance it very easily. They haven't done that, and they did eliminate that problem straight away. I think they've put weight amongst anything else, because if you were to put the weight on that, in essence what you've got is a bloody glorified sea fishing reel. Anyway, you could use that for sea fishing, couldn't you? Anyway, I believe the spools aren't cheap for these, maybe £65, but do you actually need another spool? I don't think so. The majority of us, if you're using these, will be using one set of braid for them. The line capacity on here, nylon, I'll read it straight off the spool. Beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Right, the line capacity on here is £12.28. Who the hell's going to be using that on one of these? Maybe a carp boy or something like that. 150 metres, 160 yards, which you won't be using. And the braid, 0.18, 200 metres. Nobody's going to be putting 0.18 braid on something like that. 0.1, 0.12 at the very most. Myself, I use 0.08. So you can guarantee with 0.08, which will be like twice that down, 0.08, so I say you get 300 or 400 metres on that. So I might have to put a bit of backing on that, because there's no way I'm going to be forking out for a pile more. So I will be putting some backing on that, test it out before I do. Right, we'll go through the weight on it. I mean, first glances, it's a lot heavier than my Garbolino. Go over this as well. This line clip that's on here is absolutely amazing. It's bang on that line clip. It's huge. It's only got a single line clip on this, unfortunately. A lot of the reels would have two, but just one. It's a bit of a beast though. It's a big line clip. Everything's solid on it, but it's got a 4.7 to 1 ratio, 4.7 to 1 ratio, which will give you, with this size spool, one rotation roughly around about, it's 37.9, call it 38 inches, which is 12, 24, 36, 3 1/3 feet of line, which is a metre for every rotation. I think that's a metre. Just under a metre, 96 centimetres. So for each rotation of that, with that particular line on there, we should get roughly a metre, which is great. So if you cast out and you reel it in 50 times, basically you've got a 50 metre cast on it. So you can count that down. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect for counting down. One rotation, 1 metre. Like I say, it's got 4 bearings in this. What type of bearings, I'm not quite sure without taking one apart. The force pressure on the drag, which is amazing actually, maximum on this is 12 kilograms. Can you believe that? 12 kilogram, which is 26.4 pound of pressure on the drag, which is huge. It really is massive, that. So if you're talking to a big carp or something like that, it's not going anywhere, is it? Weight wise, it's 430 grams, which is a little bit heavy really. Come to expect that. A lot of the reels that I've been using, like the Cadence and stuff like that, a little over 200 gram, which the magnesium ones. So, but they're not in the same league as that. It's got a massive spool on it. Maybe you want a bit of ballast for your cast. Suppose you would. And that's not a lot. All I've got to say. All I can say is I can't give you the drag's the winner for me. That quick drag. It's great. How it responds on the day, I don't know. It's a beautiful piece of kit. Must admit that it is a good looking thing. Yes, it's not a TDR, which is the most on the QDs, which is the most popular one. But to tell you the truth, it's nice. There's a lot of competitors out there. It's well designed, it's well built, and it looks sexy. Not as sexy as me, but it looks sexy. Anyway, chuck the glasses away. Don't you eat them mitts. Right, I'm going to stick that on there. Whoosh, we'll stick that there. You coming up here, mitts? Okay, come up here. Right, so there's my little review on that reel. We'll see what it responds like in the next few weeks, and we'll put a video out and let you I'll show you take it on one of the big Lake District lakes, and we'll give it a big chuck. And we'll see how it responds, hopefully with some big bream. You're going to say bye-bye, Bits? Say bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Right, gonna let the dog eat my hair now. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Yeah, Alberto Bolson, or is it Timote? Right, catch you lot later. Please subscribe, please comment, and there's loads of other films out there, so go ahead and get watching. Say night out there, Mitzi. Night night. See you later. Come on, trash it.